Hi, this is Felicia, owner and operator of Therapy for the Soul, and this is the weekly angel message for the week of November 27th. So this week, we start off with a full moon that came in early this morning. It's called the Beaver Moon, but it's also in the Celtic tradition called the mourning moon. And this is not like the morning sun, but the sadness, the grieving, the letting go. So in this week's angel message, I'm asking the angels what it is that we can let go of as this moon passes through and we have the universal energy of letting go. Because when you're letting go in this time, they say in ancient traditions, it was a time to reflect on past troubles, maybe people you've lost. Even during this time of year, people sometimes struggle with holiday blues, missing people, loved ones. Even myself, my grandfather, when I was 9, he died at this time of year. My grandmother went shortly after. And I remember growing up with my mom, who always struggled with some depression during this time of the year. And I can still feel that. And I felt a bit of that yesterday and into this morning, some of that sadness that was wanting to find its way through. So asking the angels, what can we do in this new moon? What can we focus on releasing in order to finish out this new year in a different vibration, to reflect, to pause, and to let go? So I'm using the Saints and Angels cards, and I'm going to take a minute shuffling light. So we call upon the archangels, our guardian angels, to bring forth a collective message. I allow the angel Raphael, the healing angel, to speak through these cards, to bring us an idea of what can we bring about when we pause, reflect, and let go. So I brought 2 cards for letting go. So pause. So he says to pause, and to know in our pause, it says heaven is watching over you. So know that the ones that you're grieving, the ones that you're missing, that they're with you. If you just pause and think about my grandfather Lewis, and say, I'm so happy that you're in heaven and you're freed of any of those troubles. He had a stroke. He was suffering at the end of his life. And just pause in that moment and say, gosh, I miss you, Grandpa, and I'm so glad to know that you're in heaven, and I know that you're right by my side as my guardian angel. And I know he is. I've seen him several times. And reflect. Reflect, and this is a card of marriage, which means the things we're connected to. Maybe we take a pause to know that those people are in heaven watching over us, and we can reflect on the things we're connected to here. Maybe we need to reflect on our relationships, on our spouses. Maybe we need to reflect on so we can be married to our work. Maybe reflect on your work to know that they're watching over you, and you need to take a minute to reflect around the things you're really connected to. What are you married to right now? You're married to your success, or you're married in your spouse, you need to reflect there. You're married to your work, you need to reflect on that. What are you really connected to right now, very intimately? So pause, know that your ancestors, your guardian angels are with you. Take time to reflect and reflect. So these are the cards about letting go. So letting go of stress. And this is Archangel Raphael for sure with the emerald green. That we need to manage our stress differently. Let it go, right? Find ways to release. Maybe writing is a form of stress relief, exercise, movement. You're showing like music is a great stress reliever. Even as much as sometimes when I'm stressed, I just put on some binaural beats, theta healing beats. Some energy or some music that comes out that shifts the way the brain is functioning. Binaural beats, you can bring them through when you're sleeping, because a great way to manage stress is to get some more rest. And the full moon is a good time to rest and release. So maybe going and listening to some of those healthy healing music coming through at night. Maybe you need to put on some happy music, right? Because I'm happy. Thinking about things that like would bring in a little more joy. So watch when you're feeling low, that sometimes our music will also correspond to that. So think about, reflect on, and showing first, know that your angels are with you, your guardians are with you, those that maybe you've been feeling sad about, grieving, they're okay in heaven and they're shining down on you. Take time to pause for that. Reflect on what you're connected to, your marriage, your work, your life. What are you married to, and what do you need to bring some stress relief around? And if it's around right things within whatever you're married to, find ways to let go of stress around that. So maybe inside of a relationship, spend some good quality time together. bring some joy and happiness into that. If it's about work, maybe it's about coming into it with a new mindset. Maybe it's about, even as much as you can find music that activates your brain for creativity and inspiration. There's frequency that activate love. There's frequency that activate healing. So you can use, and he's really pointing to these things that are binaural beats, these frequencies. Go on YouTube and put in music to activate spiritual healing, music to bring about love, music to enhance relationships, and you'll find music that aligns, and they're all in certain frequencies that do so. So in this full moon, I think it's a good time to pause, reflect, right? Let go of things. So take a moment even right now, stop what you're doing, just pause for a minute. Thank your guardian angels and invite the angels to come in close. Invite Archangel Raphael to bring his emerald light around you. Take a minute to reflect on the things you're connected to, even as much as your marriages, your relationships, your work, all of those things. Decide that you want to let go of stress around them. Find ways to naturally relieve stress. Often in our things that we're connected to is where we see our stresses come out, but it may not even be the reason that you're stressed. Maybe you've got other stresses. Maybe this full moon has stirred up some sadness or grief within you. It's the morning moon, so it may actually just be doing that. I can feel that overall in myself, and I've seen it around in those around me. So take that time and listen to it. I laid earlier and just put on music to connect me to the angels, and all these beautiful mantras begin to play, and it just took a minute to just rest inside of that music, and it really allowed me to be able to connect today, because I was even contemplating not doing a message because I was feeling a little down and I wanted to bring something uplifting. So I hope that this message uplifts you and that you can find a way to lighten and let go. So I thank Archangel Raphael, and I thank you for taking time to listen to this message. Angel blessings.